The image on that monitor over there is being displayed because I'm using a Blackmagic Design, the Intensity Shuttle, the USB 3.0 version. And as you can tell, the aspect ratio isn't coming out right. It's not actually a 16 by 9 image. It should be taking up the full screen. It should be letterboxed. Blackmagic Design does on their with their software, it does give a few things that you can do for like SD to HD, but it doesn't do anything, to make the aspect ratio show up right. Um, what I can do is I can hit the tilde key real quick, and we're seeing what it should actually look like on the computer monitor. I need the Blackmagic Design device to letterbox. The computer monitor looks fine. This is the monitor, the client monitor, that is making use of the Intensity Shuttle. That needs to be letterboxed as well. The image actually looks really horrible since it's stretching it out. It looks more pixelated than if it's got the aspect ratio right. So not only does the aspect ratio come out correct on the computer monitor, it just looks like a lot cleaner image. It looks really nice to look at. That one's kind of blotchy and pixelated because it's using more pixels than it actually should be. I've got the 4K footage scaled down to quarter resolution. For like the Adobe DV, if you're using a DV converter for setup, it does give the option of hardware or software for the aspect ratio conversion. The Whether you use hardware or software, it actually doesn't come out 100% right, but it comes out really close where you can use it for client previews. I used to use my DV converter box, the CRT monitor, and I could set it up to do web design type stuff. If somebody kind of wanted me to make an animated banner that was like, say, 1800 pixels by 400 pixels, I could, set any aspect ratio I wanted, and it came out pretty decent just using a DV converter on a CRT monitor. But even for the DV converter and third party, whether it's Blackmagic or Matrox, Adobe should try and allow the user to set up the aspect ratio right in their control panel. But also companies like Blackmagic Design, Matrox, AJA, Mark of the Unicorn, they should also in their control panel have something to make the aspect ratio come out correctly. It's possible Matrox and AJA and Mark of the Unicorn, they may have it in their parameters where it will come out correctly. I've messed around with the Blackmagic Design and it just really doesn't come out if you're using 4K footage that's on a 2:1 or 2.1 aspect ratio as opposed to 16 by 9. You just can't get away from a circle coming out like an egg, and I want the circle to actually look like a circle. I need it to letterbox like this. I admit the Blackmagic Design, the Intensity Shuttle, it's not a lot of money. I'll admit that. For $200, it works pretty decent, but I would like to see it handle, any type of aspect ratio and actually have it letterbox, correctly. So here's where it comes up to use the Blackmagic Design. You've got this setup. It can scale down, scale up, and it works okay if you've got Red 1 footage at 16 by 9 and you're displaying it on that particular client monitor using the Blackmagic Design Intensity Shuttle. It'll look alright with 16 by 9 footage, but if you get anything out of that aspect ratio, it just doesn't work correctly. Where this is, where scale up, scale down, maybe they could have parameters. Maybe Adobe would need to make parameters instead of relying on Blackmagic to, like I said, horizontally, vertically, you could maybe shrink it by 5, 10, 15%, or expand it by 5, 10, 15%. Whatever they'd have to do to make it actually come out appropriately.